Hi, I'm Crypto Dummy, and this is Crypto for Dummies Like Me. Today we'll have a quick look around at our accounts and see how they've been going. I can say now that they've pretty much been going sideways from what I've seen. I don't think there's going to be much change until we get some dismissals from the SEC, especially with the Pulse Chain accounts. And every time we seem to get a little pump, it seems to go down straight away. So either people are taking profit every time it goes up, or we've got bots in play, which means that they just snipe any profit that comes in. So I don't think we're going to see massive pumps. I know Richard Hart in the background has been doing a couple of things, and I'll talk about them a little bit later. So I just want to start with, wow, looking at Doge and what they've been uncovering, it's quite amazing. You know, growing up, you always feel that your government has your best interest in mind. And you always knew there's probably some sort of corruption out there, you know, but who cares if the politicians line in a little bit of their back pocket if the people have got food on their tables, clothes, and affording everything. But I know it's been brutal over the last 5 years for a lot of people. I think that we're slightly lucky, but only just. We don't have a lot of money, and when it comes to looking to the future, it doesn't look great. This is why we're trying to invest in crypto. But there's a lot more people out there that are worse off than us. And until such a time as we see the world settle down, you know, this Ukraine war, the fighting in the Gaza Strip and Israel and all the stuff that seems to be right now getting worse rather than better, I don't think we're going to see a big increase in the market. Everyone's skeptical about what the future holds and where we're heading. You know, it's especially after seeing what Doge has been uncovering and the extent and how much money has been going offshore and what it's been funding. And whether you like it or not, it's a good thing for the people. And I think that it's probably time for people around the world, especially in places like Australia, England, the UK, where they seem to be putting immigration and immigrants at a higher level than their own people. You know, it's always been in my mind that yes, we have to help with immigration. We have to help those who are needing help, but we have to look after our own first. We have to put ourselves in a position where we are doing okay as a country so that we can help out for those who are less fortunate. But it seems to be the new policy that we just help out regardless of the cost. We put more money out there and spending on immigration for refugees and everything else like that. Now I feel sorry for these people, but at the same time we can't let their own people not be able to afford homes. Homelessness rising in a lot of Western countries due to the spending. The best way forward has to be something similar to Doge. Audit our governments, make sure the spending has been right. Make sure our countries are profitable and using their resources and selling their resources in the correct manner, making sure that we can take profit and therefore build infrastructure so then we can help by bringing in immigrants, and we can help by taking in more refugees and stuff like that from around the world because we've got the infrastructure for them. But if we don't build that first and just allow it to come, it just puts strain on the whole system. And it's silly. I don't understand why we're doing it. That's just my 2 cents. But until these sorts of things solve themselves, I can't see there being a massive increase in cryptocurrency and other things. I know that there's a lot of people just waiting to see maybe what the SEC is doing with their rulings. I know that the Pulse Chain are eagerly waiting to find out what's happening with the Richard Hart case. We know that Coinbase and a couple of others have been now dropped, so that's a good sign that they're moving through some of these things. But until we get clear guidance from the SEC as to where everything will lie, where the future lies for cryptocurrency and how it will look, I think a lot of people are skeptical to put too much money in. Meanwhile, there seems to be this whole thing about pump funds, you know, like meme coins that don't have any utility, you know, that we're seen over on Solana. If you've been looking at cryptocurrency, Solana has taken a massive hit and has dropped from about 200 right down to about 150 at one stage, maybe even lower. Simply because people are just getting, there's so many scams over there with their meme coins. People see meme coins as a lottery. That's all they are. So if you get in early and you buy and then it shoots to the moon and goes up, you know, 1,000%, then people take profit and they think that they're doing really well. But unfortunately, in these circumstances, if you're taking profit in those situations, then that's taking money from other people. It's the other people that put into that have come in later and bought it higher that you're taking the money from. And the people that are developing these meme coins are just dumping them. So they'll pull the liquidity, or they'll have 80% of the token, and after a few weeks of trading and it gets up to a nice little market cap, they'll just sell the whole lot and dump it all on everyone's head. So, like, these things are not good. That's why I was very surprised that Richard Hart himself launched Pump Tires. I was confused by that and still am. It's not something I'm really interested in. Maybe he thinks that he wants to show a better way of doing things. I'm not too sure. And we're still waiting for the SEC and the crypto Kazaa. I know that Donald Trump wants crypto to be great, but it doesn't seem to be moving very fast compared to what Doge has been doing and everybody else. And so just on that, looking around to find your best platforms. Solana has been around for a long time and it has done well. Unless we see some changes in the way that things are run there and the way that the meme coins are structured, I can't see it doing very well. People are starting to cotton on to what's going on, and there seems to be large groups of people that are working together to pump these coins and dump them on everybody. So please be aware of that. Meme coins not the best, not in my mind anyway. I think that moving forward, I would like to see the SEC put some sort of regulation on launching certain coins. So if they have to sort of be a bit more secure for the people, so that people don't get ripped off so much. Creators are only allowed to hold like 10%. Maybe the LP token has to be burnt. If you burn the LP token, then the person that owns, who's created the contract and created the meme coin, can't then pull liquidity, so people can't get back out. And the worst that they can do is sell 10% of it. It's only 10%, so then the other 90% stays in the market with the people. So then it becomes up to the people, and it's not run on anybody else. I see that as the best way moving forward. If the SEC was to do something like that, or the platforms themselves to have some sort of due diligence on that side of things, would be a much more beneficial thing. Maybe getting a little tick or to say that it is a safe model to play with. They can let the other people create coins if they want to, but if it doesn't have the safe tick, then it's up to the individual to play with those sorts of things. But at least if it has a safe tick to say that the LP token has been burned and that the owner doesn't hold any more than 10%, then that's a good thing. And that also that things that rotate around back into liquidity. So it's a good coin for trading with, and that way people can't get dumped on so easily. Another big problem is hackers. They seem to be on the rise. We've had Bybit lose $1.5 billion in the last couple of days. That is a pretty scary amount of money to be taken out of the markets. It seems to be everywhere. I think in October, Radiant, I had a small amount staked on there, and I lost, I think it was 1,000 Arbitrum, which is not fun. And when you're a small person like myself, don't get anything back. You try and talk to these people and they're not interested in talking to you. Same thing that happened with the FTX a few years ago. I lost around about probably about 10,000 Australian out of that, or just under. And of course, the payouts that are coming out for those people are over and above. So the little guy gets screwed again. So it's important for us little guys to make sure that we stay very safe, pick our platforms very well, make sure that you are the custodian of your crypto. If you're on some of these platforms, even the staking platforms, if they get hacked, the money's not in your wallet, it's in their platform. So that's what happened with Radiant, even though that I have self-custodial wallets that I own the seed phrase to, so the money in those wallets are a lot more protected by having it staked and farming on platforms, and those platforms get hacked, you can lose money that way too. So that's what's happened to me as well. What can you do? Well, you can use some of the cold storage wallets, but they can be a bit technical. I've played with a couple and I actually have one, but they can be complicated for people who don't understand the whole system and how they work. Be mindful of the platforms that you are leaving cryptocurrency on for staking wise. Only put a small amount. If you put lots in trying to gain good rewards and that platform gets hacked, you lose a lot more. Sometimes it's better just to have your money in your wallet with your custodial key locked away and safe, and don't sign on to any platforms that are suspect. You can also create a dummy wallet, so that if you do a bit of movement around the websites, you can use your dummy wallet with a very limited amount of money in it to link to these things. So if you accidentally click on a corrupt link and it's drains your money, because this can happen too, then you are limited to how much you lose. And this is where I think a lot of people are waiting for the SEC and the American government to bring some sort of guidelines and laws into place to try and protect people a hell of a lot better, get these hackers and get the corruption out of the industry. because until then, a lot of little people and a lot of retailers like myself find it hard to get too involved in it for that reason. All right, and saying that, let's go and have a look on how things have been. Okay, let's start over on EOS first and see how we're going there. It's been a bit of a dismal time for EOS as well. You can see the chart for the last couple of months. We've been as high as $1.18 at the end of last year, and as we come into this year, we've had a bit of a slump. Went down to about 70 odd cents and made it back up to $1.12, and since then it has been downhill all the way. Now, I think if I remember rightly, we bought at 42 cents. So we're just slightly above. If you had bought and sold up and over $1, then good on you. You made at least 50% on your money. We're still going okay. We haven't lost money on this. We're slightly above. We can check out our stakes and see how that's going as well. Boom, 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 boom. As you can see there, our stakes are still there. We've got $5 there if we wish to take that money out and take our profit if we want to. I'm just going to let that build up. That's no drama. Let's go off and see how our wallet is going. Let's see if this is still signed in for me. All right, so here we are. Let's have a wee look through. So we've had a little bit of a small pump in the last day or so, but overall, as you can see, our overall money is down. Now, this doesn't show our HEX staking, so it's probably better off to go off to a platform. So if we go over here, it gives you a better indication of your whole portfolio, because now this shows your HEX staking, and you can come down. You can see your little staking ladder that we did out of reference. Okay. So that's all good, that's still there. Better way to maybe look at some of these things is to go to gopulse.com, and if you go into your portfolio, if you copy this address and paste it in, it'll give you a rundown. Now, the good thing about GoPulse is it does show you all your stakes that you can see here. Also shows you things like other stuff that's on your wallet that you might not actually look at. So what these are, as you can just see, we've just got a little bit of gas fees still in all these accounts, so it all adds up. So the good thing about GoPulse is it actually picks up on a lot of these. So you can see the Binance one there in your wallet. The other one you can use is go to DBank, and you can, same thing again, you can put your address in here and use it as the portfolio, and again it will give you a rundown of what you got. Again, this does not show you your staking. So if you're in HEX and staking and that sort of stuff, then you're probably better off with the GoPulse one, because it gives you a rundown. See, we've got 1,800. So now I know that we're about $600 up. I think it was between 12 and 1,300 we originally started with. So we are slightly up, which is a good thing, but it's not where we all want to be at this stage. We'd love to be a lot further up, and we all expected that the bull run would start by now. But again, with all the way the global situation is and the way things are happening in America with the SEC, it's just not coming to fruition just yet. So I still have hope that something's going to happen before the end of the year. I'm still very, very bullish on the Pulse chain itself. The reason why I love Pulse chain so much is because they have a number of downloadable links. So this is what I was talking about. It took me a little bit to get there. So the whole idea of Pulse chain and PulseX is they have a straight link if you wish to use it. So you can just click on this and it will take you to the original Pulse chain. It's just a link that it should do. But the other good thing about it is if we wanted to, we can. So as I was saying, it's great because you get a link here that if you wish to use it, it can actually link you and take you straight over. But down here, we have downloadables. Okay, so for Windows, you can click on this. You can choose to download this version. So you can save it onto your desktop. So here you'll have to unzip it, extract all, extract. Let's see if we can now put this one here as well. Okay, so here's your HEX. Now you got your Pulse. Open this up. With your Windows protection, your antivirus and stuff like that, it will play up a little bit. So you need to click on this and run anyway. Just trust that it's okay, and then it's away. So that's as simple as getting it through. I found with my antivirus, it tried to block it at first. I had to go in and give it permission and click on that, and then we'll go back to the HEX one. And again, straight up. So you can run this from your computer. So therefore, if they ever try to turn off the front end, if they try to shut down the network anyway, you've got access to it here. They can't turn off the back stuff, you know? So that's why I like Pulse Chain. It's pure decentralized. It really is decentralized, you know, the true meaning of decentralized. You have a lot of other coins out there, but they're controlled in one way or another. And the only way you can access them is through platforms. And if those platforms get in danger or corrupt, then that's bad. So if you've got it downloaded on your computer and you make sure that it's a secure, choose another safe option, which is what I talked about. which I talked about earlier. So if you want to, so you can go into your wallet. If you're worried about linking your account with all your money in it, you can just add account, okay? And you can create a new account, okay? And account name, say we'll go dummy2. Dummy2, create account. Now you've got 2 accounts. So if you're worried about linking this one to certain websites that you might feel a bit dangerous, then what you can do is transfer a little bit of money over here, which is as simple as doing this. I'll do a little quick tutorial for you. Okay, so what we can do is we can transfer a little bit of money over to this account. We are going to go, yep, transfer between accounts, yep, account 1. And then dummy2, so we're transferring between accounts. Next, we're going to go US dollars. We're going to put 10 US dollars in of that, and then we're going to go next, and then we will click to send. Okay, so I just had to update it and refresh it. So now you can see I actually did it twice. I did it the first time, it didn't look like it worked, so I just did it again. But so now we've actually received 2 lots. So now we've got $20 worth of PLS in there, which is 400 odd thousand, which is kind of cool. So now if you wanted to, when you link to a website, you can choose this account. So if we connect our wallet connect. When you get to the stage here where it wants to connect for you, just ignore this one, hang on, I'll just go here. It pops up, I don't know why it does this one, but you get an option here now. So if you want to connect to a website, you can then just look at this one here and you can click on here and you can choose now dummy2, which you only got a little bit of money in, and use that one to connect successful, okay. And so now what you're on a different wallet. So this is another safe way. All right, so these are some of the little things that you can do for safety wise. Okay, so stay safe, trade safe. Any questions, please reach out. I'll do my best to try and answer them.